From the IMTV Wave Channel 5 studio at Greenville Senior High School, home of the Greenville Green Wave, the Greenville Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library proudly presents Never Stop Serving.
Greetings everyone, welcome back to Never Stop Serving. I'm Samuel Plock and I'm your host for Never Stop Serving. This series is sponsored by Greenville High School's Interactive Media class and the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library. Today's guest is Chris Bubba Haynes. He was one of the first guests of Never Stop Serving 8 years ago when he was state commander of the VFW Ohio. Now he is Ohio's VFW National Council member. Please welcome back Chris Haynes to our show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Chris, please tell us about your origin story, where you grew up, your parents, your hometown, and just everything like that.
Well, I grew up not far from here, a little south in Hamilton, Ohio. Born and raised. Graduated Hamilton High School. Immediately after that, joined the Navy. You know, I knew I wasn't college material, so...
What year did you join the Navy?
1988.
Wow.
Been a while.
That was the year Beetlejuice came out.
Well,
in theaters.
Plus, it was the hottest year Chicago ever had, and that's where I went to boot camp at, so it was pretty warm up there. But so graduated Hamilton High, and 2 weeks later went in the service. Spent 8 years in the Navy. You know, had the blessing of my parents, my father and mother, Kurt and Franny, and then you know, got to travel the world with the Navy. You know, through the Mediterranean mostly, and spent some time in Virginia Beach. Re-enlisted and went to the Mojave Desert in California in the Navy where there's no water at all. So it's kind of ironic the Navy's got a base out there, but really enjoyed our time out there, even though it's the hottest place I've ever been.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in that hot environment, but hey, if I was in the Navy, I would have to.
Right. And you know, the thing about the Mojave Desert, you know, it's a large base. All the air-to-ground weapons are tested out there, so
yeah.
That's why they stationed it that far out in the middle of nowhere.
A lot of treasures buried in the
I'm sure there is.
desert.
I'm sure there are. Yeah, I served on. You know, I was an aircraft electrician. Worked on the A6 intruders. Did that for my 8 years in there. Got to do a couple cruises on the John F. Kennedy. Desert Storm cruise in 1991. We was out for about 8.5 months. And then about a year later in 92, 93, we went back to the Mediterranean when Bosnia and Yugoslavia and all that was going on over there. So pretty interesting 2 cruises, not a lot of time to hit a lot of ports, you know, and enjoy your time because of the conflicts that were going on. But truly a unique experience to be out there on an aircraft carrier.
Yes, very important. How long did you serve?
Served a little over 8 years. You know, most military people will know how long they served. And it was 8 years, 1 month, 22 days, because we all know how long we served. You know, when that time is up, it's up, and you never forget how long you served in there. So just a little over 8 years. And
the relationships you've made.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, those are friends for life. You know, you don't get to see them a lot, especially the ones you served with, but you never forget who you served with.
Yes. And what was your job while you were in the military?
I was an electrician on A6 intruders. Once they were phased out, went to EA6B prowlers. Did a little bit of work on some F-18s, not a whole lot, some Harriers when we was out there in California, because we had a multitude of different aircraft that we tested weapons on, so just got my hands on a little bit of everything.
Yes. Could you please explain what you do on the VFW National Council?
Well, as a council member, you know, with the VFW, you know, it's a 4-year commitment. You know, I got elected in 2019 and I'll serve until 2023. And we are what you would think is a board of directors for the VFW organization. We conduct all the business in between our national conventions. Our national conventions are once a year, and anything that needs to happen in between that time that needs to be voted on, approved or officers elected at the national level. That's what we have to do.
Oh, could you tell us about your hat?
Our hat?
Yeah, the hat you're wearing.
Yeah, these are, the VFW's had these hats since pretty much its inception. These are what they consider overseas hats. So most military members, especially World War II, wore overseas caps this style instead of the brim style hats. So the VFW's always adopted the overseas caps as their official cap.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What are the current issues on National Council?
Well, we always have legislative issues that are important, not only, at the council level, but across the entire organization. With the burn pits is our biggest issue right now. Getting our legislators to get on board and get some laws passed to protect our veterans for burn pits, toxic exposures, those kind of things. The one thing we are tasked with here in the next week or so, we have a national chaplain that we have to elect a new one, and in between conventions, the National Council, and the council's made up of all of our national line officers and one member from each state, and one from the Department of Europe and one from the Department of the Pacific. So we have about 68 people on our national council. So, like I say, in between national conventions, we have to take care of the business of the organization, pass the budgets, each year,
Protect our veterans.
Always protect our veterans. I mean, that's our number one goal, is to do that and help them in their quality of life, and make those things better, not only for our veterans now, but those future veterans and future service members that'll come up long after we're gone. We're trying to do this for the long haul.
Yes. What do you see as the biggest issue for the VFW today?
Still legislative, I believe. That's always been a key, because laws have to be passed to protect our members and our service members, and get them the benefits that they deserve.
Yes.
They've earned benefits by taking an oath to this country to protect and defend it, and when they come home, it's the legislators' jobs and our jobs to ensure that they do their jobs and to pass laws to protect them with whatever may come up now or in the future. But also, another issue, that we have is of course always membership.
Yes.
Membership is key to any organization, large or small, and 65% of our membership are over 70 years old.
Wow.
So we have to look to the future to see how we can recruit our younger veterans or our active duty members and get them in here. The eligible ones, we want them into our organization to do the good work that we do.
Yes, and that is very important.
Correct.
Do you have any special events or extra information to share with our viewers?
Events coming up. I know that the Department of Ohio, of course, has their state convention coming up in Sandusky next month. That's where the state gets together, elects all their new officers. On the national level, we'll have our national convention in Kansas City end of July, and that's where the new national officers will be elected. The thing about this organization is most of the officers are elected from a year-to-year term.
Yeah.
So a lot of things change year to year depending on the vision of what that commander-in-chief wants to see the organization do. As a council member being there for 4 years, at least you get to learn a lot about the organization that you didn't know in your own department, and and help move this organization forward.
Yes. Thank you again for your great service to our country, for speaking with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here. Appreciate that.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Here at Never Stop Serving, we highlight veterans that continue to serve beyond their military service. Please continue to watch for upcoming episodes of Never Stop Serving. we have a full pack season. Also continue to watch the Veterans Memorial Park and Digital Library Facebook page for upcoming events and updates. If you are a veteran and would like to share your story, please send us an email at gbmpdl@gmail.com. That's gbmpdl@gmail.com, folks. Don't forget it. Thank you for watching. This is Samuel Plock signing off.
Thank you for watching. Please visit us on our social media sites. Please consider contributing to our mission in some way. Also, we are always looking for veterans and their families to share their stories with us. Be sure to join us next week for our next episode of Never Stop Serving.